Welcome aboard our home and trawler, Sea Venture. Join us and the crew as we travel, explore, and experience all the world has to offer. We hope your time with us entertains, inspires you to live the life of your dreams. If we can do it, you can do it. So let's cast off the lines and head out for our next adventure.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Cruising Sea Venture. Only this time, instead of going out on Sea Venture, we are going to take an excursion on fishing vessel Martina.
All right, it's a blustery January day, and we got invited to go spend a couple days on a commercial shrimp boat, or a commercial fishing boat that is doing the winter shrimp fishery.
Let's set the stage. The commercial fleet in Alaska has multiple fisheries, and the fisheries are subject to multiple rules.
All kinds of rules, right? So their primary fishing is salmon, halibut, crabs, like Dungeness, tanner, king crab, herring, shrimp, spot, striped shrimp, side stripe, all kinds of different fisheries.
To participate in a fishery takes a lot of money.
A lot of money. These fish boats are like, just first you gotta have a boat, right?
And then you got to have the right gear.
Yep, and
like
the permits.
Nets and pots and all that stuff.
And the fish boats are like, 50, 70-year-old wood boat set up for one of the fisheries. Couple $100,000 maybe.
Yeah.
Newer boat set up for multiple fisheries. Well over $1 million. That's just the boat. Then you've got to get the right gear, right?
Yep.
So for purse seining, it's the big nets and tender,
the
and
skiff,
all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. And
for shrimping, it's the pots or the trawl. For gill netting, it's the gill net.
Anyway, all types of different equipment. For different fisheries. And then you've got to buy the permits, and there's a static number of permits. So if you want to go, like we're going to do this trawl shrimping, if you want to go do trawl shrimping, you've got to find someone with a trawl shrimp permit that's willing to sell it, and then it's just open market prices. And these permits are like, and then once you own the permit, you own it, period.
Right.
And it gives you a certain amount of catch limit per year, which is adjusted every year by the Alaskan Department of Fish and Game.
Yep.
And these permits are anywhere from like 30 or 40,000 for some of the smaller fisheries in a small area where you can fish, to the halibut ones I think were as much as $500,000 for a permit to catch an uncertain amount of halibut every year. So
in a specified area. And they all are very area specific as well. So.
Yeah. So you might get a permit just for one area versus being able to go anywhere. It doesn't mean you can go anywhere in Southeast Alaska and fish. Just one specific area for one permit. And if you want to go somewhere else, you got to buy another permit for that area. I mean, this is just, I'm really surprised as we've learned more how capital intensive, how much money it takes for the shot at playing the game. And we were thinking of like the pot prawns that you catch in pots that go through all this work, and it's a 9-day season. So, you better hope the weather's good and you know right where to put the pots, because you get basically one shot a year at it.
Specifically for the striped shrimp fishery, this is a beam trawl fishery, and that's what we're going to go do today. And they used to have about 20 active permits for this particular fishery in the 90s, and now we're up to 2020, 2021, and there are 7 active permits right now.
Yep, 7 boats in Southeast Alaska,
and 3 of them are here in Wrangell.
Yeah, participating in this fishery. 3 are not only in Wrangell, 3 are on our dock, actually, all 3 of them.
All 3, yes. So. The Beam Trawler fishery is one of the oldest fisheries in Southeast Alaska.
So this Beam Trawler fishery started around Petersburg, about 30 miles north of us here from Wrangell, in 1915 or right around there. And it's it's an off-season fishery, so it's done in the winter versus the salmon and halibut that's all in the summer. So it's important for those fishermen that want to participate in it and really keep their boats moving year-round.
The shrimp beam trawl fishery is located in the inside waters near Petersburg and Wrangell. It is primarily located where there's glacial till from glaciers, the flat surfaces outside of glaciers, and the openings of rivers. Like for here in Wrangell, the Stikine River Delta here is a great place.
So here we're at the Stikine River, and in Petersburg it would be like the mouth of the LeConte Glacier area and stuff. But our understanding is this Petersburg Wrangell area is the only area in Southeast Alaska that's ever consistently had this striped shrimp fishery.
Right.
So going back in time, they took a big net and basically attached it to a beam and drug it along the bottom and scooped up the shrimp, which feed on algae on the bottom so they can't be caught by pots, and then hauled them aboard and put them in big wooden boxes, a couple 100 pounds per box. Went out, did this all day long. It's in the winter, so it's in the 20s, temperature wise, so didn't need ice or anything. And then they came back and offloaded at the processing plant in the evening. So that's historically how it was done, not how it's done today.
The shrimp beam trawl fishery is very different today,
Yeah.
or it looks very different than what was described. First of all, it's a big aluminum structure now. The trawl is no longer wood, made up of aluminum. So it's lightweight. It's got little skids or tracks on skis on each end that are what slide along the bottom, and it's just got a rope between them to hold the net. And our first question was like, so how does this impact the seabed? And really, in talking with the fishermen, we learned that they had dove down onto a trawl that they lowered into the water in shallower water, and observed what it was doing, and it caused the silt to billow up behind the trawl as it went along, but the kelp and seaweed on the bottom just slid underneath it, and the skis really didn't impact the bottom at all.
No, not too much
Or
at all.
very
They're
little.
big. They're big, wide skis that are pretty cool, and that's what makes the whole fishery sustainable. Actually, is that they're carefully make sure they don't damage the bottom. The net thing was pretty interesting too, and it's hard to see up on the shore or up with the net out of the water, and everything's just drooping and hanging. But you've got the skis going along, and then you've got this big bag net that holds the shrimp
In
in
back.
it, and then in front of it, angled forward, you have tight a bigger net with a little bit bigger holes, so that most of any kind of fish that you don't want hits that and slides underneath or goes over the top, and what gets in the net is only what gets
shrimp
through
that you
there. The
want.
shrimp that gets through the bigger net and then is caught in the smaller net. Though some fish we learned, and you'll see, manage to swim over the front net and get into the back net. But it was pretty interesting to try to understand how all this worked and slid along the bottom.
Yeah.
We're letting cable out still, 53 fathoms deep, 320 feet, something like that.
Wind it back in because
Okay, now is the time that they drag the trawl along the silty bottom. This is a silty mud flat bottom which has some kelp growing on it, and that is what the striped shrimp are eating. And so we are dragging the trawl along the bottom, and in a little bit they'll pull it up and we'll see what shrimp we get. We asked them about what if you run into a big rock or something, and this area is just full of mud and silt, and they say that it's been trawled so multiple times, so there shouldn't be anything like that on the bottom. The seagulls seem to think something's up here. And now we're just trolling along with the trawl behind us.
Trawl.
But they were not shrimpy.
No.
Oh.
But maybe you'll see Tanner. So we're going to the nose and coming back, right?
Yeah, it's the plan.
And where's the nose?
Straight
Right
ahead.
there.
Oh,
Like, does it look like an elephant with a nose?
oh yeah.
You didn't know it was called that?
No?
Okay.
No, that's the nose.
How do I know? I'm just a temporary local.
Okay. And
How long is Martinez?
58.
58.
Or
And she weighs how much?
about 85 tons.
Tons. And when was she built?
67.
Okay. And where at?
Blaine.
In Blaine.
Yeah. It's a Bird hull. Bird built it. Was the builder.
So she's 10 years older than Sea Venture.
It's a, they built two of the sister ships, the Westerly and the Martina, and they were both Core 10 steel hulls. So you get to look up Core 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Core 10.
Yep.
And how many hours do you have
Hours.
on the engine?
Oh,
Do you know?
no.
Okay.
When I bought it, it had 6,000, or yeah, somewhere in there. It had already been around at least once, and probably twice. And I've had it, it's been around once.
That's good. It doesn't kick.
Yeah, you
got
got a brand new engine every 6,000 hours. That's good. Well, it's actually 999 is where it rolls over. So every 10,000 hours, you get a new engine.
All right.
So maybe somewhere between 20 and 30,000 hours?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we have just at 10,000 hours on Sea Venture. And now cruisers will all tell us, oh, you mean you have to get new engines now? Those have to be totally wore out. I said, well, you don't talk to all these fishermen up here in Alaska. They have a different view about
Yeah.
engine life. You know, yeah.
You see occasional whiteout. You start seeing all.
All right, here's Jim very carefully putting the appropriate stickers on the boxes that the shrimp that we catch are going to go into, and then right into the freezer. So
Flash frozen, right? To like minus 40 degrees. Right
Yep.
here on board. 2-pound boxes.
all right, show me a label the next time, please. All right, back to work. We'll look seagull out the window. All right. Fishing Vessel Martina has a label making machine, and so once they know what their orders are, they can prepare the labels to be 1.5, 2, or 3-pound boxes, and they also need to put the the harvest date on the shrimp.
It's
So
required. The
it's
day the
dated
shrimp was
for
caught.
every package.
Yep. it better to be
Look at
upwind
that.
anyway?
What end is up? So it's back in the water now. We're on the wrong side of it. We tried to turn it around once, and the wind blew it around, so we're going to do that again.
Hey, Rose. Watch part 2 in our next episode to see what we caught on this day. And we learned that once we've caught the shrimp, we're only part way there. So stay tuned for the rest of the process. Until next time, wishing you no wind and flat seas.